The one thing that many people are needing, or at least looking forward to the most, is that extra $600 in the bank from the newly signed COVID-19 relief stimulus package. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod, he joins us live with when that money could hit our bank accounts and who could all get it. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan. You can never go wrong with an extra $600 in your bank account, especially after months of negotiations with Congress to get this passed. But because this is half of what the first stimulus check was, not everyone is eligible to get it. So let's go ahead and let you know if you are eligible or not. Now, if you made $75,000 or less in 2019, you are eligible to get the full $600. Couples that made an adjusted $150,000 is eligible for $1,200. If you make more than $75,000, you would receive partial payments dropping by $5 for every 100 above the income limits. Those eligible with dependent children under the age of 17 will get an additional $600 per child. Now, adult dependents, which are college students, do not qualify for the second stimulus check. Single dependents that make $87,000 or more do not qualify. Couples making $174,000 or more, or head of the household making more than $124,500 will not get a check as well. Non-resident aliens, meaning not a U.S. citizen, those without a social security number, and those that are deceased do not qualify, which we saw that was the first problem with the first stimulus checks, where people who are no longer alive was receiving funds. But the IRS has set it up to where we can receive it much faster. So that first time it might have took about 3 weeks. This time it should take a few days for you to receive it, but that's only by direct deposit. If you're getting it by mail, it can still take just as long.
And we'll keep on top of this so that way people know when they can expect that money in their accounts to help pay the bills. Brian Sherrod reporting live this morning. Thank you very much. Now 6:49 on this Monday morning, December 28th. We want to check our forecast, and some folks waking up to a little snow out there. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, light snow and the after effects of that light snow here this morning. And we've got that here in Fargo. The snow's pretty much easing up here for the FM Metro, but we still have the slick spots on the roadways to start off the day today. You can see that we're looking at some shiny road pavement there along I-94 and University in our view on our Skycam there. And I've just been watching a couple of DOT vehicles going on that on-ramp to clear the road and salt it as well. So they're out there treating it. But there are going to be some patches that are still slick and some places where we're still getting the snow here to start off the day as well. So again, this morning we are dealing with a little bit of snow, and it's pretty light. It's on the leading line of some colder air that's moving in, and the effects of it will be felt sooner rather than later down in places like Wapaton and Breckenridge, and then certainly right now into places like Oaks and Gwinner, and then back over to Barnesville as well and into parts of Lakes Country. It's weakened a lot. You're starting to see a little more resurgence down in that southeastern corner of North Dakota at this point in time. And visibility down where we have a little bit of snow. Park Rapids reporting our lowest visibility at 2.5 miles. Fargo's at 4. So this afternoon, again, a planner that looks cold but sunny. 10 degrees around 3 o'clock in Fargo, 9 in Grand Forks, but cold throughout the valley. And here's a look at our planner for today. We do have those temperatures that are going to be basically holding steady, maybe going up a couple of degrees as we start to see more and more sunshine through the day, but it really will be a cold day. One thing I want to point out, that wind out of the north or northwest, just that overall colder air flow coming in, that changes around that 4 o'clock hour tonight. You could see we start to see that switch over to the southwest, and that'll bring about that change and chance for more snow coming up ahead on Tuesday and into Wednesday as well. Once that clears, the second half of the week and the start of 2021 looks a lot quieter and milder into the weekend.
Yeah, liking those more mild temps. Lisa, thank you very much this morning. The snow, it has come or is coming right now, and the roads, they're covered up for the folks driving. The Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie shows us how you can stay up to date on conditions to get where you need to go safely.
For Morgan Wilburn and her boyfriend, the drive back home to Mandan after the holiday hasn't been an easy one.
We got here about 4 hours and it usually takes us 3, so that's nice.
The same goes for others making the trek Sunday.
Yeah, it was spotty off and on. It wasn't too bad, but there were spots that was pretty dicey, I guess.
As we head into January and February, there will be more snowstorms impacting your travel. Staying on top of the latest weather conditions is a must.
One of my favorite features of the app is the satellite and radar feature. I can wake up in the morning, I can check the radar before I come into work, see if there's snow in our area, see where it's headed, see where it's wrapping up, see what's on the way.
There are a lot of other options on Valley News Live's weather app. At the bottom of the app, you can look at daily, even hourly weather updates. So if you're heading into something like this, you'll know where, how much, and when.
We update our app at least twice a day. So once in the morning, once in the afternoon, oftentimes even before we leave at night too, we'll update the app again. So there's always the most current forecast.
And if you have somewhere to be, there's a follow me option you can turn on in your settings. That way, wherever you and your loved ones are, you can stay up to date with our First Alert Storm Team. In Fargo, Courtney Lockie, Valley News Live.
You can search for the VNL Weather app in the App Store and download it for free, and you'll get weather notifications on what your morning drive will look like just about every morning here on the Valley today. Millions of Americans are heading home after the Christmas holiday, taking to the skies. The TSA has seen a surge in travel at airports around the country this holiday season. Over the weekend, a combined 3.2 million people boarded planes. That's more than 1 million a day, marking the busiest travel period since the pandemic started. And although airports are busy, overall air travel still remains lower than in years past. The CDC continues to recommend postponing travel and staying home. Good news, North Dakota. Health officials say COVID-19 hospitalizations are dropping. The number of people receiving treatment in hospitals dropped by 5 in the last day to 106. Last month, that number sat at more than 300 for many days. There were also no ICU beds available. Now, luckily, that's turned around as well. The state's hospital tracker, updated Sunday, shows that there are 39 staffed intensive care unit beds and 351 staffed inpatient beds available throughout North Dakota. The COVID Tracking Project reports that North Dakota now ranks 45th in the country for new cases per capita. Previously, North Dakota led the country in the number of cases per capita. Doctors say the COVID vaccine is helpful in fending off that virus. However, they say no one's quite certain on exactly how long that protection will last. Experts say the vaccine should have an effect that will last longer than a natural infection. But as of now, they're only hopeful, not certain.
We're not going to find out the answer to that until we have more time to observe what's going on.
They say it's possible the vaccine won't last forever. There is a chance it will only last a few months to a few years. They say that means that we might have to get revaccinated. French authorities have confirmed the country's first case of a new coronavirus variant, prompting strict new lockdown measures in the UK and global travel restrictions. It was found in a French man who had been living in the UK. He came back to France on December 19th and was discovered to have been infected with that new mutant variant of the virus. So now France, Sweden, Spain, and Japan have that new variant. Scientists have assured us that this new variant isn't any more deadly and that it's no more resistant to any of the approved vaccines. However, it does replicate faster, meaning it could be more contagious. To say it's been a difficult year, that's truly an understatement. But there may be a few silver linings. Many of us became nature lovers. A new study from the University of Vermont finds that 26% of Americans who visited parks during the early months of the pandemic had never done it before. The most common reason for visiting a park were getting outside, exercising, and finding some peace and quiet while connecting to nature. But many said outdoor natural areas also gave them a safe space to socialize. Actress Lori Loughlin could soon be a free woman. The Full House actress, who is currently serving time in prison, is scheduled to be released Monday from a facility in California. Loughlin, her husband, and several others were charged and convicted in a college admissions scandal. She was sentenced to 2 months in prison and ordered to pay a $150,000 fine. Loughlin is expected to complete 100 hours of community service once she has been released. With unemployment still extremely high and many industries unable to reopen thanks to the coronavirus, a new trend is now developed impacting millennials at a shocking rate. Nearly 50% more renters are now moving back in with their parents compared with pre-COVID. That's according to a new study by Zumper, a rental listing site. Millennials are moving back the most, up 75% from 1 year ago. In addition to moving back in with their parents, 7% more renters now live with their significant other compared to years past. Schizophrenia is one of the top 20 causes of disability around the world. The American Psychiatric Association recently released new guidelines on treating schizophrenia. Hallie Pilot spoke to a therapist who says this could bring new hope to patients and their loved ones.
Schizophrenia is a brain disease. It's a severe mental illness in which people hear voices, they see things.
There are 2.8 million people living with schizophrenia in the U.S., and psychiatrist Dr. Maxie Gordon says those delusional beliefs make it hard for them to go about their day-to-day life.
So what are the challenges? The biggest challenges are access to treatment, making sure that we have adequate providers.
And fighting the stigma attached to schizophrenia.
In a lot of places, it's taboo to say that you have a mental illness or to seek treatment for the same. And also, there is a lack of education.
Now the American Psychiatric Association is looking to enhance schizophrenia treatment, recommending the use of long-acting injectable medications for adults with the disease.
They may delay relapse, meaning they control symptoms longer. And at this point, these medications are underutilized.
Dr. Gordon says the APA treatment guidelines bring hope to those who need it.
Individuals with schizophrenia can get better with treatment that's tailored to their particular needs.
To learn more about the new treatment guidelines, just visit psychiatry.org. A recent survey found pet obesity is surging. Hills Pet Nutrition conducted the study and found while overweight pets and pet obesity has been on the rise for years, COVID-19 has intensified the issue. According to veterinarians, more than 71% of pet professionals say the pandemic has impacted the way pets eat. With people spending more time at home, more than half of pet parents say that they have been giving their pets treats more often and for no reason. 6 in 10 veterinarians expect to see more obese pets in the new year. A big thank you to everyone who has joined us in helping the Great Plains Food Bank. So far, that virtual food drive raised over $24,000. That's 60% of the goal, but we're still collecting. If you're willing to help, a number of ways you can do that right from your phone. Download that free VNL News app, look for that virtual food drive, and click on that donate button. Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question today, 52% of people will re-gift something this year, and this is the #1 item that gets re-gifted. What is it? The answer, socks. Hopefully you don't wear them before you re-gift them. But remember, you can play along every day. Just head to the Valley News Live Facebook page. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today, it rolls on. We'll have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up right now on the Fargo CW. That includes Lisa Green as she tracks snow right now this morning, plus a chance for more of it later on this week. That's coming up on the CW.